Police identify one of two men found dead in St. Catherine. The police have identified one of two men who were found dead in St. Catherine off the main road on Wednesday. He is 28-year-old Anthony Chambers, otherwise called Shelley, of Jones Avenue, Spanish Town. The police said one of the men was clad in blue denim multicolored shorts and a grey boxer shorts with no shirt, while the other was in a black denim pants, orange and red boxer shorts, and a pair of black Reebok sneakers with no shirt. The hands and feet of the victims were bound and the head partially severed. Both had what appeared to be bullet wounds. The Major Investigation Division is probing the incident. Vybz Cartel lawyer considers next move after murder conviction quashed. Acid Buchanan, attorney for incarcerated entertainer Vybz Cartel, is considering his next move following Thursday's ruling by the UK-based Privy Council that squashed the conviction of the entertainer and his three co-accused. The decision was handed down nearly 10 years to date. Cartel and three others were found guilty of the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Cartel's attorney Acid Buchanan said the ruling is a win for his team. "I can tell you certainly, on behalf of the clients, they are very happy, and I know because we would have discussed these matters before in terms of outcomes. It is very significant that persons know that they are now taught in the presumption of innocence, can't be referred to as convicts. This is a big thing for the Jamaican space and the constitutional reign supreme." He said, "I was delighted at the respect that the Privy Council had for our courts of appeal, and in relation to the men, I know that the court will deal expeditiously with the matter of it as it is right now. While we does not believe that, in the interest of justice, a retrial would be a matter for the state to try and take on now," the attorney said, "if the matter does go to a retrial, the defense will be fighting it diligently." Woman accused of killing 8-year-old Daniel Rowe remanded until April 11. The woman accused of killing 8-year-old Daniel Rowe was remanded when she appeared in court. 30-year-old Coyote is to return to court on April 11. In the Home Circuit Court, Justice Denton Pusey settled the matter of legal representation with attorney-at-law Patrick Peterkin agreeing to lead the defense. Rowe, who was a student of the Brayton Primary School in Portmore, St. Catherine, was abducted from the school last June. She was found hours later along Rossville Avenue in eastern Kingston. Her throat was slashed. Rowe was rushed to hospital and underwent emergency surgery. She succumbed to her wounds 2 days later. Following investigations, Coyote Chattet was arrested and charged with murder. Bailey missing from Boys Depleted Nation League squad. Reggae Boys head coach Hal Grimson has named the 23-man squad for the upcoming CONCACAF Nations League semi-final, with Jamaica scheduled to face its host United States of America next Thursday in Arlington, Texas. In a press conference at the Jamaica Football Federation headquarters, the coach named Kaheem Dixon, Bailey, and Shaquan Davis full international selections for the Reggae Boys. However, in-form winner Leon Bailey and forward Trinity Stewart are absent from his squad. He explained that the players' absence was because of the international disciplinary issues. Bailey and Stewart had broken the team's curfew and were not selected. Coach will also be without prolific winger Gray and striker Nicholson, who are both suspended from the fixture. They were, however, named in the squad in anticipation of Jamaica's advancement beyond the semi-finals. Gray has been in the form for the Reggae Boys with 3 goals and 1 assist in his 5 appearances in Jamaica's Nations League campaign, while Nicholson scored 3 goals over 2 legs against Canada in the quarterfinals. Ethan Pinnock will also be missing from action as the defender sustained an ankle injury in February while playing for his club in England Premier League. The coach further stated that at this time, Bell will also be doubtful for Jamaica's World Cup qualifiers in June and Copa America. Manchester police on high alert for Haitians seeking to enter Jamaica illegally. The Manchester police say they are on high alert for Haitians on the south coast due to the ongoing crisis in the neighboring country. There is concern that a recent mass prison break in Haiti could lead to Haitians entering Jamaica illegally. In recent times, scores of Haitians have entered Jamaica illegally as they fled Haiti due to gang violence and collapsing economy. Speaking at the meeting in Manchester Municipal Corporation, Operations Officer for Manchester Deputy Superintendent Colin Johnson said the fishing village of Alligator Pond is among the areas under surveillance. He said migrant criminals are also of concern to Manchester.
With the unrest in Haiti, we are on heightened alert as to our seaports. So we are placing particular attention to the South Manchester Alligator Pond area. And our police are also sensitized, and we are also sensitizing our citizens in that regard. What we observe still since the start of this year, there are migrant criminals in the parish of Manchester. These two that were held this morning and three earlier this year would have made it to 5. 2 was picked up along Wilson Road Highway in one of our vehicular checkpoint and sent back to Hanover where they were charged for some sexual offense. There's another one which was picked up again in our road policing, which was sent back to Trelawney, and these 2 is also out of the corporate area. Yes, there are migrant criminals coming into the parish of Manchester, and so we pay particular attention to some areas that they might be using coming into the parish.
Murders down 42% in Clarendon. Murders are down 42% in Clarendon, says head of the Police Division Superintendent Carlos Russell. Russell was given a report during Thursday's sitting of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. Russell said that to date 12 people have been killed in the parish since the start of the year, 9 fewer homicides when compared to 2023 corresponding period. While highlighting that reduction, Russell also acknowledged that certain areas, particularly in the southern section of the parish, continue to pose concerns. Specifically, he mentioned Lionel Town and the fishing village of Rocky Point in southeastern Clarendon as focal points. In response to the challenges faced, a 48-hour curfew was implemented in Rocky Point last Friday to address the situation. Despite the 42% decrease, Russell stressed that 12 murders were still concerning. He particularly highlighted 2 recent tragic incidents to underscore his point: the double murder of 2 alleged gold thieves who were hacked to death in Rock River earlier this month, and the death of a senior citizen in a reported arson attack on Sunday in Tollgate. He posited that those incidents serve as a stark reminder of the ongoing challenges and the importance of continued efforts to address crime and violence in the area. We have some unfortunate incidents, but we also have been doing a lot of operational activities, and a lot of our murder suspects are in custody, he disclosed, noting that a 25-year-old man was recently charged with the January 26 shooting death of 9-year-old Shamar Walker in Maypen. The top cop stated that in order to uphold peace throughout the parish, law enforcement has intensified its presence and deployed additional resources towards crime-fighting efforts. Russell also noted that a series of gas station robberies previously plaguing the town centre had also been trending down in recent times. Teachers who mark SBAs to get outstanding pay in April, says Education Ministry. Teachers who were engaged in the marking of school-based assessments (SBAs) for last year Caribbean Secondary Educational Certificate (CSEC) examination should receive payment by April, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Kesson Throop, has disclosed. The teachers had expressed their frustration over the payment delay, compounded by what they describe as the disrespectful silence from the Overseas Examinations Commission (OEC) and the Ministry of Education and Youth on the payment delay, even as they are expected to mark the SBAs for the 2024 May-June examination period. Speaking with reporters, Dr. Kesson shared that the Education Ministry has funds in hand to pay the 5,300 teachers. However, she said the ministry is currently doing calculations to take into account the increase granted last year. The payment for teachers who marked these assessments was increased from 300 to 500 per SBA last year. We have part of it already. It's budgeted. It's in the budget. We're just waiting for a decision if we go full roll out for the money outstanding, and then we put some deadlines in for the implementation of the retro, she stated. She noted too that the suggestion was made to the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Leighton Johnson, on Wednesday, who indicated that he would be canvassing the views of his members. Meantime, Dr. Kesson also dismissed suggestions that the ministry was contemplating withdrawing the fees teachers are paid to mark SBAs. Jamaica is one of 2 Caribbean countries that pay teachers to mark SBAs. It's not a decision that we could take on our own, It has to be consultations because the policy will guide the final decision. So we have to be guided by the external examination policy in addition to our local internal policy. Once those things are put in place properly, the ultimate rollout of any kind of change where possible or if necessary will take place, she noted. Opposition wants greater scrutiny of imported raw foodstuff amid GCT removal. Opposition spokesperson on finance Julian Robinson is urging the government to ensure that mechanisms are in place for greater scrutiny of imported raw foodstuff following its decision to remove General Consumption Tax (GCT) from those goods. Making his contribution to the 2024-2025 budget debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, Robinson said the opposition is concerned about the impact the move will have on local farmers. We exist in a world where the playing field is not level and where richer development countries provide subsidies to their farmers. Great vigilance is required to ensure that cheap subsidized produce does not dump up into Jamaican's market, stated Robinson. He said that the government must examine carefully the potential negative fallout from this measure and determine what assistance is needed to ensure local farmers can remain competitive. I think of the farmers in St. Elizabeth, the breadbasket of the country, who provide most of our vegetables we consume. What impact will this have on their ability to survive and supply their customers, he questioned. On Wednesday, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark said that the government was backed into a corner in making the decision, noting that Jamaica was on the verge of being blacklisted by the World Trade Organization, WTO. He said Jamaica has been flouting WTO rules for years. He said one such rule requires for them, from any category of food where value added taxes apply to one, it must be applied to all regardless of origin. He said the government had the option of either putting GCT on local vegetables or local foodstuff, but in the current economic environment, that is not something it was prepared to do. He said it would make the condition worse. So we've done the next best thing under the circumstances, which is to lift the GCT off raw imported food. That makes Jamaica compliant with all our international obligations. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.